Hi there, I'm Ray Chesney, Zora Neale Hurston scholar, known as the Zora Girl, because I truly, truly love Zora so much. And I know all of these amazing facts and little stories about her that I want to share with you guys. So today we're going to be talking about Their Eyes Watching God. Let's have a little seat. So many of you are familiar with Zora Neale Hurston because of her 1937 book, Their Eyes Were Watching God. Well, I thought because last week was the 87th anniversary of the publication of Their Eyes Were Watching God, we would do some fun facts. So here we go. Our first fun fact is that Zora was not in New York at the time of Their Eyes Were Watching God's publication. In fact, she was in Haiti as a Guggenheim Fellow for the second time studying voodoo and also other cultural practices. Well, Zora was supposed to attend a ceremony on the day that Their Eyes Were Watching God was released, so her plan was to set sail back to New York on September 22nd. This next fact, I won't call it fun, but it is really sweet and special. Their Eyes Were Watching God was published on September 18th, 1937. Well, 33 years earlier, Zora lost her beloved mother, Lucy Ann Potts Hurston. I like to think through those 33 years, Miss Lucy put some extra love from the ancestral side on Their Eyes Were Watching God, and maybe that's a little bit why it is Zora's most famous work. Here's a juicy fun fact. So, Zora was in love with a younger man, Percival Punter, at the time that she wrote Their Eyes Were Watching God. She was so in love with him, despite their tumultuous relationship, that she decided to set sail for Jamaica in 1936 as a first time Guggenheim Fellow without ever telling Percy goodbye. And he holds lots of similarities to tea cake, of course. Now, of course, Zora will return to Haiti in 1937 and actually write that book to get over her heartache. And she had gone for the first time in 1936 after traveling to Jamaica. But she loved Haiti so much, she was like, I have to go back. Here's another one. I often get the question, is Jamie based off of Zora? And I like to say yes and no. Something important to remember is that even though Jamie was married 3 times, just like Zora, Zora had only been married once before at the time that she wrote Their Eyes Were Watching God. So we talk about art imitating life. Sometimes life imitates art. Maybe she wrote that into her life when she was writing the book. Another fun fact, according to Zora, she wrote Their Eyes Were Watching God in only 7 weeks because she said it was dammed up in her. I'm going to read an excerpt of her talking about Their Eyes Were Watching God in her autobiography, Dust Tracks on a Road. She said, I wrote Their Eyes Were Watching God in Haiti. It was dammed up in me, and I wrote it under internal pressure in 7 weeks. I wish I could write it again. In fact, I regret all of my books. It is one of the tragedies of life that one cannot have all the wisdom one is to ever possess in the beginning. Perhaps it is just as well to be rash and foolish for a while. And then a quote misattributed to Maya Angelou actually follows a few lines later, and that is, I'll read the preceding sentence. Anyway, the force from somewhere in space, which commands you to write in the first place, gives you no choice. You take up the pen when you are told and write what is commanded. There is no agony like bearing an untold story inside of you. So if you love Zora Neale Hurston, there are more books to read. But if you want to be able to talk to everyone about her, the most common thing that you're going to find is Their Eyes Watching God. So I invite you all to get the book and honor Zora. Okay, so I thought I was done, but obviously I'm not done. I was thinking a little bit about Miss Lucy, again, Zora's mother, and the fact that Janie is this black female protagonist, which is a rare occurrence in the 1930s and really for decades, right? And so Zora is bucking up against what is typical in publishing, in addition to the fact that she's using vernacular dialect and Black idiom in a way that has never been done before. And if anyone wants to argue with me on this, because yes, other writers did use dialect and vernacular, but Zora was a trained anthropologist, so her ethnographic skills and linguistic skills, bar none. Okay, so back to this other thing I just thought about with Miss Lucy. Now, Their Eyes Are Watching God with this setting of Eatonville is not unique. Its setting of a rural folk character in Zora's work is not unique. In fact, her book Jonah's Gourdvine, which was her first novel published in 1934, focuses on her dad. It reimagines her father as John Pearson coming to Eatonville and becoming a pioneer within the town. And of course, Eatonville is a real place. And this is largely biographical, right? And so I thought about that with Miss Lucy's death, being on the same day as Their Eyes Were Watching God was published. I think maybe it had a little extra on it too, because Zora was like, let me center this inside search of a black woman. And in many ways, it paid homage to Miss Lucy and all the other black women Zora knew growing up who were strong, independent, even herself, and just really brave enough to conduct that inside search and to know themselves. So, yes, let me know what you think in the comments if you guys want to hear some more Zora facts like this and beyond. And if you have read Their Eyes Are Watching God, give me a red heart in the comments. If you have not, but you're going to, give me a book in the comments. Let's see if y'all be following these directions. And if you do, maybe I'll record some more videos. Y'all have a good day now. So, quick little correction if I did make this mistake. I think I did. Zora wrote Their Eyes Are Watching God in 7 weeks leading up to December 1936. So it's her first trip that she was in Haiti as a Guggenheim Fellow that she was penning the book, but it was published September 18th, 1937. So very, very cool. And I was thinking about this too. You guys might be interested in this. Zora's reviews of Their Eyes Were Watching God were really good by critics, but by her people, her Harlem Renaissance contemporaries, especially Elaine Locke, Richard Wright, they were just like outraged and thought that the book was immature. And of course, that's a whole nother conversation on the sexism of the Harlem Renaissance, in which Zora was the queen. She was the self-appointed queen of the Harlem Renaissance. So yeah, we will circle back. But again, Zora penned Their Eyes Are Watching God in 1936. She turned it in to her publisher December 19th, 1936 is the exact date. So that's really cool. And that fact, I owe a lot of this research to Valerie Boyd and other Zora Neale Hurston scholars who preceded me, who have done such a magnificent job in making sure that we know about our girl Zora.